If there's something we just can't get enough of, it's games. So let's dive right into the top 10 games coming out in April 2023. At number 10 is Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp. Yep, this is pretty much a full-blown remake of Advance Wars and Advance Wars 2 Black Hole Rising that originally appeared on Game Boy Advance. All of the gameplay of the original games features in this remake, but now you'll also be able to take on your friends online. First, you'll choose a commanding officer, each of whom has their own unique abilities to affect the outcome of a battle. Once you've decided, you'll need to gather resources and capture buildings to generate some cash. Then it's time to strategically plan your attack by targeting your opponent's weak spots, and when you're ready, you'll execute your master plan. Advance Wars 1 and 2 also allows you to play the two classic campaigns from the original games and even create your own custom maps in the design room. You can then share your custom maps with your friends and see if they have what it takes to overcome the challenges you've prepared for them. Advance Wars 1 and 2 features fully updated and rebuilt graphics as well as enhanced gameplay for modern audiences. If you love the original games or are simply a big fan of turn-based strategy, then this may just be the game for you in April. Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp will be out on April 21st, 2023 and available on Nintendo Switch. Coming in at number 9 is The Last Case of Benedict Fox. This beautifully rendered Lovecraft-inspired Metroidvania game is set in the early 1900s and sees you take on the role of self-proclaimed detective Benedict Fox. As it turns out, Benedict is bound to a very Cthulhu-looking demon who serves as his companion and grants him unique powers and abilities. As such, Benedict is able to perceive the memories of those who have recently passed on, so you'll be diving into surreal and often nightmarish worlds in an attempt to obtain a testimony. Naturally, there's a fair amount of combat where you'll take on demons and otherworldly creatures with your enhanced strength and demon-derived powers. There will also be some intricate puzzles to solve and a good dose of platforming too. So as is the case with most Metroidvania games, The Last Case of Benedict Fox is no exception. The Last Case of Benedict Fox's aesthetics are reminiscent of those you might see in a Guillermo del Toro or Tim Burton movie, and with its dynamic environments and atmospheric lighting, the whole game definitely has an immersive cinematic feel. While its mechanics may not be all that unique, The Last Case of Benedict Fox looks like a delicious piece of noir goodness, so I for one am very excited to check it out. The Last Case of Benedict Fox will release on April 27th, 2023 and will be available on Xbox and PC. At number 8 we have Michomaker. This post-apocalyptic first-person shooter is a little different in that it features levels that have been designed by players themselves. There are 3 different game modes or phases that you can either choose to play solo or co-op with other players online. In many ways, Michomaker is kinda like a cross between Minecraft and Doom Eternal in that you'll get to build outposts and fill them with traps and twisted creatures that will serve to safeguard your genmat, short for genetic material, against invading players. This encompasses the build game phase where you actually make your own level and upload it to the internet for others to try their hand at conquering. The raid game phase is where you'll actually try to obtain genmat and escape from outposts other players have built. As you collect genmat, you can use it to upgrade your traps, guards and weapons so that you can basically take part in the final game phase upgrade. With its unique game loop and mechanics, Michomaker looks like something that will keep players all over the world busy for many hours. Michomaker will release on April 4th, 2023 and will be available on PlayStation, Xbox and PC. Coming in at number 7 is the Mage Seeker, a League of Legends story. In case the title didn't make it obvious, this action role-playing game is indeed set in the League of Legends universe. In the Mage Seeker, you assume the role of Silas, a mage who has been freed after many years of confinement. It's up to you to use the chains that once kept you imprisoned to liberate the land of Demacia from tyranny. So, as a mage, Silas is able to use a variety of spells to take down opponents, and you can even use your enemy's magic against them. But Silas is also physically very powerful, so if you feel so inclined, you're more than welcome to beat up your foes with your fists. The choice is yours, really. Oh, and you'll also get to seek out other mages and recruit them to your cause so you can raise a rebellion to overthrow the Mage Seekers and bring justice to the world. As your army grows, you'll be able to upgrade your base and unlock new abilities to help you in your quest. While it may not be the most graphically impressive game, the Mage Seeker features some colourful 2D characters and environments and employs a top-down approach that harkens back to an era of classic gaming. If you're a fan of fantasy or just a League of Legends lore hound, then this is one game you're not going to want to miss. The Mage Seeker, a League of Legends story will be out on April 18th, 2023 and available on PlayStation, Xbox, PC and Nintendo Switch. At number 6 is Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores. This is actually an expansion of Horizon Forbidden West and is a continuation of protagonist Aloy's story as she goes after a deadly threat in the volcanic archipelago of Los Angeles, believe it or not. Just looking at the official artwork, this new chapter reminds me a lot of Kurt Russell's Escape from LA. Hey, maybe we'll get a Snake Plissken cameo. What do you think? Anyway, before I go on, I should point out that Burning Shores will only be available on PS5. The reason for this is because earlier versions of the console, and by that I mean the PS4, simply aren't technically capable of handling the DLC, which boasts more dynamic environments and visuals, meaning that more processing power is required. This is kind of a bummer for fans who played the game on PS4, but that's unfortunately how the cookie crumbles, fam. I'm assuming that Burning Shores will also feature some new enemies and weapons, but admittedly there's not much to go on here other than the announcement trailer that dropped back in December 2022. It does look like Aloy is wearing armor that more closely resembles that worn by the Quen tribe in the trailer, so I think it's safe to assume this outfit will be available once the game launches, or soon thereafter at any rate. Horizon Forbidden West received very high praise from both critics and fans alike, so I have little doubt that this expansion will be similarly impressive and well received. Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores releases on April 19th, 2023 and will be available exclusively on PS5. Coming in at number 5 is Stray Blade. In this action-adventure RPG, you are a rogue adventurer who has been brought back to life and is bound to the ancient valley of Akria. Thankfully, Boji, your Xenon Wolf companion, will be alongside you to help you unveil the many mysteries Akria holds and earn your freedom. A nice feature in Stray Blade is that the world around you will change as you progress and restore order to the valley. However, the steps you take forward will inevitably bring greater challenges into your path, so make sure you don't get complacent. Combat in Stray Blade looks lightning fast and brutal as you slash, dodge, and leap at your enemies with devastating melee attacks. From the sounds of things, it won't just be mindless button bashing, so you'll need to employ a fair amount of strategy when dealing with adversaries. Stray Blade also promises some epic boss battles as you take on the God Kings that brought the land to ruin. As you defeat them, you'll be able to harvest their powers and use them to unlock new domains to explore. Also, while the adventurer is a fighter who gains experience via combat, Boji is a craftsman who will grow his knowledge and abilities by finding pieces of ancient lore. While it may not be the most innovative game, Stray Blade features a diverse array of environments and enemies and looks like a title that has plenty to offer would-be adventurers. Stray Blade will launch on April 20th, 2023 and will be available on PlayStation, Xbox and PC. At number 4 is Dead Island 2. Yes, Zombie Slayers, this one's for you. It's just another typical day in Hell A as you hack, shoot, and burn your way through the hordes of the undead in this sequel to the 2011 first-person action role-playing original. You'll be able to take on the challenge on your own or in online co-op mode with some pals if you prefer. It goes without saying that there will be a ton of zombies for you to dismember, and there are more than enough different types to keep you on your toes. Runners, Shamblers, Grenadier Walkers, and Inferno Crushers are just a handful of the walking dead that you'll get to take down or avoid completely if you're in a bit of a fix. Luckily, there will also be a bunch of different weapons for you to choose from, including rifles, baseball bats, hammers, bear claws, revolvers. You get the idea. Dead Island 2 is guaranteed to serve up a tidal wave of gore and a whole barrel of laughs for players as they traverse the ruined streets of Hell A in an attempt to stay off the menu and survive another day. The game definitely boasts some impressive visuals and some extremely visceral, intimate gameplay, so if you do decide to check out Dead Island 2, I don't think you'll be disappointed. Dead Island 2 will be out on April 21st, 2023 and available on PlayStation, Xbox and PC. And at number 3 is Afterimage. This 2D action role-playing game features classic Metroidvania gameplay, detailed hand-drawn backdrops, and some killer visual effects. Oh yeah, and the main character is a beautiful anime waifu. What more could you want? Anyway, everything takes place in the magical world of Engarden, and with more than 15 different areas to explore, Afterimage promises upwards of 25 hours of gameplay on your first run. There are also more than 150 different types of enemies to take on, and as you can imagine, each different area has its own unique crop of bad guys and monsters to battle. And what ARPG would be complete without some formidable bosses to test your mettle against? If Afterimage is anything like Blasphemous or Hollow Knight, you should be in for quite a wild ride. Thankfully, there's a bunch of different weapons you'll be able to use, and with a wide variety of upgrade paths in your talent tree, you can customize your character's abilities and play Afterimage however you like. I definitely have to admit that the hand-drawn environments and dynamic color palette makes Afterimage a veritable feast for the eyes. I'm also hoping for an awesome soundtrack I can binge listen to on YouTube when I'm working or chilling out. At any rate, this game looks like a winner to me, so here's hoping it delivers the goods when it releases. Afterimage comes out on April 26th, 2023 and will be available on PlayStation, Xbox, PC and Nintendo Switch. In second position is Minecraft Legends. This action strategy game sees you team up with some unlikely allies, as well as some old familiar ones, as you endeavor to protect the overworld from the piglins and their nether corruption. So yeah, as it turns out, you're going to end up harnessing the power of skeletons, creepers, zombies, and more in order to counter the spread of the nether and save the overworld from utter ruination. Besides going up against the piglins, Minecraft Legends also features a PvP mode so you can go head-to-head with other players as you construct your own base and build an army to defeat your opponents. From what I understand, PvP will have an orange and a blue team team, and each team can have up to 4 players. Minecraft Legends is all about fast and furious gameplay, so you'll get to focus on defending your base and leading your army into battle to engage with enemy units and ultimately triumph over the opposing team. Keep in mind that you will need to manage your resources pretty carefully, but any mining or harvesting activities will be taken care of by your LA friends. Minecraft Legends isn't your run-of-the-mill strategy game and features some unique mechanics that should make for a fun and engaging gaming experience. Minecraft Legends releases on April 18th, 2023 and will be available on PlayStation, Xbox, PC, and Nintendo Switch. And finally, at number 1 we have none other than Star Wars Jedi Survivor. This may very well be the most anticipated game of April 2023, and following the huge success of 2019's Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, I personally have very high hopes for this sequel. Players once again assume the role of Cal Kestis, but it's been 5 years since the events of Fallen Order, so our hero is no longer an inexperienced Padawan and is now a fully fledged Jedi Knight. For this reason, the game includes a range of new Force abilities that you can use to take down your enemies, as well as some entirely new stances and lightsaber fighting styles. Jedi Survivor builds on everything Fallen Order got right and makes improvements in several areas in order to make gameplay more intense and kinetic. Another really cool addition is the ability to use different mounts and even fight enemies while mounted. The means of traversal in Jedi Survivor are much better than those seen in its predecessor, and over and above this, there are a bunch of new enemies Cal will get to face, including some rather nasty looking bounty hunters and even a Wampa. While I haven't really enjoyed the last few Star Wars films, the games are almost always amazing, and Star Wars Jedi Survivor certainly looks like it won't be an exception. It's great to see Cal return as a more experienced and capable Jedi Knight, and I really do hope he gets his own series or movie one of these days. It's this kind of storytelling and character development I want to see in Star Wars films, so if there's anything that could reignite my interest in the movies, it would be one where Cal is the main character. Star Wars Jedi Survivor will be out on April 28th, 2023 and available on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. So that's it everyone, that's the top 10 games coming in April 2023. What did you think of this list? Which game are you most looking forward to? Or are there other games you think should have made it into this video? Let me know what you have to say in the comments below. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel so I can keep bringing you awesome gaming and tech content on a regular basis. That's it for now. From me and the superfans here at Metasquad, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Later!